So we are going to get started this morning. We're going to be doing a 60-minute practice. And new month, welcome to August. And those of you who are here this morning know that I am a little bit of a word nerd, and I really like the interplay of words and themes. And August is the 8th month of the year. And way back in December, I kind of plotted out like what would I want to teach in terms if I was going to do 12 focuses for the year, not knowing anything that this year would involve, what would one of those things be? And when I got to the 8th month, I said, well, what pose is connected to the number 8? And the first thing that came to mind is an arm balance called asta, meaning 8, vakrasana, or 8 crooked limb pose. It is an arm balance, and it's challenging. This is an intro class, but I wanted to teach it for a couple of reasons. There are basically 4 groups of arm balances if you look at the entire body of postures. And some of them are very chaturanga based, like the Bakasana crow family of arm balances. And Astavakrasana is in that group because when you are in the posture, you have chaturanga arms. The thing that to me that's especially interesting about this posture though, is that you tend to enter into it from what's considered the Dandasana-based arm balances where you pick up and lift off. So you move from a transition of picking up and lifting off by pressing down to shifting your weight forward into the posture. So that's what we're going to be working with this month. I know you all are super excited. So know that that's where we're going to be building on and exploring this month. And I actually, to continue the geekiness of a little bit, we're going to talk a little bit about Hasta Bandha. In vinyasa classes, you'll hear teachers discuss Mula Bandha, which is the pelvic floor lock, Uddiyana Bandha, which is the navel lock, when you draw the belly button in and up towards the back of the spine. And kind of considered a minor lock or an ancillary lock is a pattern called Hasta Bandha, which is your hands. And because we're going to be on our hands, it's particularly important to have a stronger awareness of how your hands are activated in the posture. And what I want you to think about is that a lot of times you'll hear me cue to ground into the base of the fingers and the knuckles. And where most of your weight should be is on the base of the forefinger and on the pad of the thumb. That kind of inner spot should be the heaviest. Less of the weight should come to this outer rim of the hand. And you also from there, so most of the weight right here, less weight here, but still heavily grounded through all those bases of the fingers and on that outer edge of the hand. And then from there, if you can see, my fingers are kind of tenting. If you can think about, there are many suction cups on your fingertips that are super grippy, almost like lizard fingers. So the fingers are super grippy, but all keeping the knuckles grounded, especially there. That's your Hasta Bandha. And when you are engaging the hands that way down to the ground, you will hopefully feel almost like a little bit of a puff of air in the center of the palm that's a little bit light. So I wanted to show you that on my hand here, but we're going to practice that in our tabletop and down dog as we get started this morning. So coming first because I've been talking at you so long, I'm not going to do a big long breath warm up. We're going to get straight into it because we've got some places to go today. So coming into tabletop, I want you to think fingers spread wide, okay? So super wide. So one of my teachers calls this Surya hands. So you don't want our hands to be cupped and closed. When you're on your hands, they need to be super spread because that gives you a bigger base of support. So with your hands spread, begin to find that Hasta Bandha hand. So press through the base of the index finger, press through the base of the thumb, and then notice how the engagement is there. And then get those grippy fingertips. So feel the suction cups of the fingertips and see if you can begin to notice that little puff in the center of the palm where there's a little bit of lightness. Now from there, I want you to tuck the toes, lift up and back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, bend the knees one at a time. And as you are cycling through the legs, see if you can keep Draw your awareness back to the hands. Have you stayed connected to the Hasta Bandha in the grounding of the hands, the grippiness of the fingers that are pressing the floor away? You've got the hands to resist the floor away from you, so push it away from you. Breathe into that. Inhale, rock forward to plank. And then exhale, lift up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower your knees down, sit back towards the heels in child's pose, balasana. As you're in balasana, roll the wrists out in small circles. And then come to sit on your heels. The other thing that I wanted to show you this morning as we get started is just not every vinyasa yoga can be very heavy on the hands and the wrists. And the more you practice finding that active Hasta Bandha, you'll notice you have to work your forearms a lot more to keep that connection to that inner port, index finger, thumb base of the palm. That should help alleviate wrist discomfort as you continue to build strength. So stay aware of that. The other thing that we are going to do this morning are a little bit of wrist warm-ups. Not every vinyasa class will begin with this, but if you do tend to experience wrist discomfort, I would encourage you to do this little simple series of exercises before you head into a vinyasa class. Okay, so from tabletop, find your fingers spreading wide. And I want you to begin to turn the fingers, left hand out to the left, and then turn the right hand out. So the fingertips are pointing towards the knees, and the thumbs are on the outside of the table, towards the mat. So thumbs to the outside of the mat, fingertips pointing towards you. Now from there, begin to bend the elbows, okay? And you're continuing to find a little bit of that Hasta Bandha. So press the base of the thumb down, base of the index finger down, and you can bend a little bit, goes a long way here in terms of bending the elbows. If you need more intensity, you may even want to consider stepping to plank in this variation. This is actually good wrist prep for another arm balance where your hands are here, but it's also a good warm up for the wrists. If you're in plank, drop the knees back down and then sit back towards the heels and begin to roll the wrists. Little circles going outwards, little circles going inwards. Okay. That's wrist warm up number one. The second one that I actually find even more helpful in my own practice is to place the back of the hands in tabletop onto the mat with the middle fingers towards each other. Still shoulder width distance apart, but middle fingers in towards one another, arms straight, elbows locked, but then pressing that back of the hand down, press the tip of the thumb down into the mat, press the tip of the index finger into the mat, okay? Now, even from here, if you want, if you need more intensity on the wrists here to counter stretch, you may even step to plank here. I don't generally find that I need that, but it's just an option. I find it usually plenty just to keep the straight arms and the press of the back of the hand down. Okay, one more breath here. And then exhale, sit back towards the heels. Find those same wrist rolls. Again, especially if you are coming to class early and just want to kind of warm up your wrists through a little bit of a series of motions, take those two movements. And one last one, from tabletop again, place your whole forearm down in front of you. So your forearm is parallel to the front edge of the mat. Now from here, I want you to place your right knee into your left palm. Okay, so left forearm is down. Step your right knee into your right palm, right in the center. Your right knee is going to ground the hand down and have your right hand out for a little bit of support. And be gentle here because this can be a lot of pressure, but I want you to take your left knee and place it on your left forearm so that you're going to begin to gently walk from the elbow crease all the way towards your wrist, your knee down into your forearm, giving small movements back and forth, just kind of massaging your forearm and all the way delicately towards the wrist. Remember, a little bit can go a long way here. So all the way down from the elbow to the wrist, and then all the way back to the elbow crease, and then set it down. And after you've found that, we're gonna switch to the opposite side. So take the right forearm down, take the left knee into the center of the right palm. Left hand is out for support in a kickstand. Take your right knee towards the elbow crease. Small little massages of the knee down into the forearm, all the way gently towards the wrist, and then gradually, bit by bit, back to the elbow. And you may find that this particular maneuver may serve you well towards the end of your practice as well, especially if you're feeling discomfort in the forearms or the wrists. But that little series, come back to it if this is an area that tends to get tender for you in your practice. From that little warm up, again, one last round of wrist rolls. And then please come into downward facing dog. As you come into your downward facing dog, reconnect to your hands, find the grippy fingertips, heavily grounding down through the base of the index, base of the thumb. On an inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Left knee comes down to the mat. Keep your left palm towards the top of your mat and take your right forearm to the inner right thigh. So a little bit of a hip opener, press the forearm into that inner right thigh. One breath. Exhale, fingers down, tuck the back toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left foot steps to the outside of the left hand, right knee down. Inhale, take the left forearm to the left thigh, press the left thigh out, drop the pelvis down. Exhale, plant the left palm. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right knee forward, pigeon. Early hip openers here. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bowing down, press the shin down into the mat lightly. Inhale, press through the palms, lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee, left wrist, pigeon. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bow forward, light press of that left shin down into the mat. Inhale, press through the palms. Exhale, tuck the back toes, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale fully. Exhale, sigh the breath out through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale, sigh the breath out through the mouth. Inhale, reconnect to the fingertips and the base of the knuckles. Exhale, same sign quality, keeping the mouth shut. 2 more breaths on your own, finding your Ujjayi breath. Light constriction at the back of the throat. Full deep inhales and exhales. On your next inhale, look between the hands. Begin to walk the feet forwards. Come to a bent knee forward fold. Inhale, slowly roll up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Come all the way to stand. Stand well in mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, lift the hands, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, palms down, take a large right step. Left step back and plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, rock forward on the toes, drop knees. Chest lowers all the way to the floor, low plank. Inhale, draw the shoulders back and down, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Exhale, sit back towards the heels. Lift the hips up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, inner groins are back. Exhale, fully. Inhale, press the floor away, connect to the palms. Exhale. Inhale, upper biceps broadening. Exhale, 3. Inhale, look forward between the hands. take a large right step and left step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to the side, flat back, reach up, gaze lifts. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, reach the arms up, gaze follows the fingers. Exhale, strong legs, fold the chest towards the thighs. Inhale, halfway up, shoulders even with hips. Exhale, palms down, take a large left step and right step back to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, shoulders forward, knees down, lower down, low plank. Inhale, press through the palms, collarbones spread, Bhujangasana. Exhale, sit back towards the heels, hips come up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Even out the breath, steady through the hands. Hip points continue to lift, belly draws in and up towards the back of the spine. On your next inhale, look forward, take a large left step and right step forward between the hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to the side, flat back, reach up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, gaze lifts, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, chest to thighs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, heart forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, palms down, take a large right step and left step back to plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, either bent knee or straight leg, chaturanga, elbows by the side body. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Even out the breath. Feel length through the arms. Feel the grippiness of the fingertips. Can you find that small puff of air in the center of the palm for the Hasta Bandha connectedness of the palms? On your next inhale, gaze shoots forward, either step or bend the knees. Lightly hop the feet forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms to the side, flat back and reach up. Exhale, hands to prayer. One more, inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, heart forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, palms down, take a large left step, right step back and plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Smooth, deep breath here. Feel the base of the big toe grounding down too to help rotate the thighs in and back. We're a lot on our hands today and focusing on the hands, but you can find almost a similar action in the feet. If you think about the base of the big toe being similar to the base of your index finger as your key point of contact. One more inhale, look forward, either walk or bend the knees, float the feet forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms to the side, flat back, reach up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Adding in some lunges. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, palms down, take a large right step back, drop the right knee down. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the gaze. Bring the palms together to touch, gazes at the thumbs. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises, bend the right knee. Find a little twist in your down dog. Exhale, take a large right step forward, back knee down. Inhale, arms reach up, palms touch. Exhale, palms down to the ground. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to the side, flat back, reach up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, full fold forward, chest to thighs. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fingertips down, take a large left step back, left knee down to the mat. Inhale, arms rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, fingertips down. Inhale and plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bend the left knee, open up the hips. Inhale, square the hips, back to the mat. Exhale, take a large left step forward, right knee down. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to the side, flat back, reach up. Exhale, hands to prayer, pause. Feel the connection of your hands at your heart. And even here, see if you can cultivate a moment of Hasta Bandha with the connection of the palms here at the heart. So thumbs pressing together, base of the index finger touching together, light pressure of the fingertips towards each other, and a little bit of that puff of air in the center of the palm. Full breath in. Exhale, release the fingertips down. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, palms down, step to plank and lower. Jump back to chaturanga and hold. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're going to begin to work some of our core connectors for our arm balances just through kind of a Navasana series. So from downward facing dog, I want you to look forward between the hands and either step or jump through, coming to a seat. So you can practice either stepping, right toes, left toes, bend the knees to sit down. Take that option first if you're comfortable jumping through, but come to a bent knee Navasana, okay? We're not gonna hold it for very long, but I want you to feel the tuck and the pull of the hips towards the chest. And then exhale, cross the right ankle over the left. And this is gonna be really key for our arm pressing down arm balances. Your hands are gonna come forward, plant the palms, and find your Hasta Bandha. And then from here, you can either step or maybe begin to find a jump back. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Okay. One breath in down dog. On an exhale, look forward between your hands. Jumping forward, not to a sit. Bend the knees, hop forward. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms to the side, flat back, reach up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, circle the arms up, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, palms down, step to plank and lower. Jump back to chaturanga and hold. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So coming to jump through to a sit. Again, options either just to step the top of the feet there or bend your knees. Think about jumping the feet all the way through. Engage Mula Bandha, Kegel for women, contraction of the anus for men. Uddiyana Bandha, belly button draws in and up towards the back of the spine. Hasta Bandha, connect your hands, especially the base of the index finger and the thumb. Bend your knees, come through. Again, don't worry about taking the legs straight right now. Just feel the tight connection of the knees lifting up, chest lifting, head of the arm bones drawing back, keeping the heart pointing forward. And then exhale, cross the left ankle on top of the right. Find a little bit of momentum maybe. Step or jump to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From down dog, deep breath in. Exhale, walk or hop the feet forward. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms to the side, flat back and reach up. Exhale, hands to prayer. One more of those. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, spine long. Exhale, palms down, step to plank and lower. Jump back to chaturanga and hold. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So one more round of Navasana jumping through here. Engage Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, full connection in the palms, bend the knees. Feet forward, bent knee Navasana. Deep inhalation here. Exhale, cross the ankles, connect to the palms, and either maybe find that little lift up, jump back to chaturanga. You may step back, downward facing dog. One inhalation in down dog, and then exhale, look forward, bend the knees, step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, and pause. From your Uttanasana, bend the knees enough that you can step your toes to your wrist. Padahastasana, back of the palms down into the mat. Again, just grabbing a little bit of a wrist release here. Let the crown of the head be heavy. But one thing you can explore finding as you work the legs any amount straight, and you can keep the bend in them if you want, feel a little bit of a press from your straight arms of the back of the hand down into the mat. One more inhalation. And then exhale, release the palms, turn the toes out, heels in, come to Malasana squat. Taking the feet as wide as you would like. Toes out, heels in, good. And begin to drop the armpits towards the knees. Press the palms together. And inhale deeply here. And as you take this pause, maybe in the hip opener, connect to your breath. I'm going to chat at you for a moment about what is coming next. So anytime you are working on your arm balances, it's good to help cultivate that core connection like you do in Navasana, but it also gives you the activation of the hip flexors, which are key in one of the preparatory poses for Astavakrasana. And the work that we've done this summer with the shoulders in June and the hips last month, I think will be a really good foundation for you guys to be getting into this arm balance, okay? So coming out of Malasana, take the toes forward, inhale halfway up, exhale, plant the palms, step or jump back, chaturanga, inhale, upward facing dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises, exhale, bend the right knee, take a little twist in your down dog, trying to keep the shoulders level. Exhale, take a large right step forward between the hands, turn and ground the back heel. Warrior two, inhale, left arm up and back. And from your warrior two, I want you to find eagle arms, okay? So from warrior two, stack your right elbow on top of your left, back of hands touching or palm to palm. And with the connection of the hands, begin to lift the elbows up, maybe past the shoulders. Feel the broadness in your upper back. That spread and stretch through your upper back is going to help you in those arm balances as we press to pick up, okay? One more inhalation here. Exhale, release the arms, gaze over the middle of the right finger, warrior two. Exhale, drop the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Top arm reaches alongside the head, Parshva Konasana, side angle pose. So knee is drawing towards that inside of your right arm. Having a block here is a good option for you. Make the floor a little bit closer to your hand. And stay here and let the left hand begin to reach behind you, either to find the inner thigh, or you can drop the right hand through and maybe find those left fingertips to come to a bind. And if you come to the bind, I don't want you to keep dropping down here, but keep drawing the head of the left shoulder back and rotating to turn the chest even with the right thigh. One more inhalation. Baddha Parshvakonasana, or bound side angle. Release the fingertips down. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee bends. Down dog with a twist. Keep even weight through the hands, evenness through the shoulders. Exhale, take a large left step forward between the hands, turn and ground the back heel. Inhale, warrior two. Opening out here. And again, we're gonna find those Garudasana arms. This time, left elbow stacks on top of right. Hands touching, back of hands, palm to palm. Lift the shoulders up past the elbows. Broaden through the upper back. Feel the press of the forearms against each other. Drop the left knee a little deeper. Inhale, open the arms up, gaze is forward. Exhale, left fingertips to the inside of the left knee. Top arm reaches up and over. Palm is face down. Keep grounding down through that pinky edge side of your right foot. And stay here, or let the right hand turn, and then reaching behind you, either to find the inner left thigh, or you can drop the left shoulder to the left knee, reaching behind to take a bind, either grabbing onto the wrist or taking Ganesha grip, fingertips towards each other. Keep turning the chest open to the side. Keep drawing the head of the right shoulder back. One more inhalation, Baddha Parshvakonasana. Exhale, release. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, look forward between your hands. Bend the knees, step or jump forward. Taking the feet fully together. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms. Utkatasana, chair pose. Gaze lifts. And as you're in your Utkatasana, draw the belly in towards the back of the spine, ribs in. Keep dropping your seat, drop your seat, drop your seat. Drop your seat so much that you have no choice but to sit down. Navasana. Shins parallel to the floor, or you may think about taking the legs straight, gaze towards the toes. Exhale, cross the ankles, plant the palms, press down through the floor, round through the upper back, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. And from down dog, bend the knees. Take the knees wide to the outside edges of your mat. Sit back towards the heels for a moment in child's pose. Okay. Pretty physical practice this morning. Part of the reason I'm not outside. Sweating even with the air conditioning. As we should be nicely warmed up now, we're going to begin to lead ourselves into one of our first kind of practice arm balances of the pickup kind. We have to do a little bit more prep in the legs. From here, tuck the toes, back to downward facing dog, please. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right foot forward, back heel down. Coming this time to warrior one. Inhale, lift the arms up. Gaze is forward, square the shoulders forward. Press to the base of your right big toe. Lift the pelvis up. Bend a little bit deeper. Exhale, release the fingertips behind you. Interlace the fingers, press the palms together. Any amount from here, press the knuckles straight down. Okay. Keep that engagement in the hands. On an exhale, fold forward to the inside of the right leg. Knuckles reach up any amount towards the ceiling as the crown of the head drops. Good. Inhale, rise back up. Straighten the right leg. Take the hands to the hips. You may also, if it's available, you can either grab elbow to elbow, or if you have a lot of openness here, Take the hands in Viparita Namaskar or reverse prayer. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, try to keep the pelvis level as you fold forward, Parshvottanasana, chest towards the thighs. Now, as you come into Parshvottanasana, keep pressing down through the base of your right big toe. Keep drawing the left hip forward, right hip back. Back of the neck stays long. One more inhalation here. Exhale, release the fingertips down. Now from here, I want you to take a large right step back. And we're gonna come to jump through to a sit. Okay, so look forward, bend the knees, jump and extend the legs out, okay? With your legs, left leg extended out, hug the right knee in towards the chest. And if you don't need blocks for this posture, but it can be handy to have them. And I'm going to show you both ways. The first pose that we're going to do our first kind of pick up and lift up posture here, prepping for Astavakrasana. So with that right knee hugged in towards the chest, reach your right arm up. As you exhale, reach forward towards the left toe, turn the thumb down towards the floor, and wrap the arm around. So a little bit of Marichyasana. Your left hand now can maybe reach around to find the opposite hand. If you can take the grip, take the grip. If the hands are not coming close to each other, that's okay. You can hold on to your shirt. Maybe if you have a belt, you can work the fingertips towards each other there. But feel that deep flexion in the right knee and the deep fold of the chest towards the left thigh. Okay, one more inhale here. And then exhale, slowly release. With that right leg now, you're gonna pick it up and you're gonna tuck the leg as much onto that upper right arm as you can. Now, one of the things that you're gonna do here, this is Eka Hasta Bhujasana or elephant trunk pose. Key components here, Hasta Bandha, hands grounding down. But if you are not actively hugging your arm onto your leg onto your arm, it's just gonna slide right off, right? So you have to keep the leg actively squeezing in against that upper arm. Now, as you place the hands, if they are too close to your hips, it's gonna be way, way harder. So I want you to think about folding forward. I like to have my hands almost just slightly behind my knees and folding down with my hands here, draw the abs in, pelvic floor, maybe point the toes, press down, round the upper back, and lift up. And then lower back down, okay? If you want to unmute yourself to ask questions, this would be a good time. I see a lot of no faces, no questions. Not yet? Okay, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna try it one more time. And if you have blocks and you didn't try it the first time on blocks, try it again. So have your blocks kind of positioned slightly behind the knees with that little bit of extra height. When you plant the hands down, you may only lift the hips up a little bit, but from there, pelvic floor, point the toes, lift up. Round the upper back, press through the grippiness of your fingers, find that little puff, and lower back down, okay? So that's phase one. There's an arm balance to lead to an arm balance. Isn't that delightful? From here, cross the ankles, jump or step back, take the vinyasa, skip the vinyasa. We all meet in downward facing dog, please. Same set on the second side. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left foot forward, back heel down. Inhale, arms lift up. Vira one, ground through the back heel, press the palms together, lift the gaze. Exhale, release the fingertips behind you. Fingers interlace, press the palms together. Chest lifts, knuckles come straight down. Maybe lift the gaze. Exhale, fold forward, crown of the head towards the floor,
Knuckles up towards the ceiling. One more full inhalation here. Crown of the head dropping. Inhale, rise back up, release the knuckles, straighten the front leg. Again, yogi's choice here if you want to have, grab elbow to elbow, knuckles, knuckles, or Viparita Namaskar, hands in reverse prayer. Inhale, left the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Keep dropping that right hip forward, dragging the left hip back as you press into the base of the left big toe. Low belly continues to draw in, chest towards the thighs. One more inhalation here. And then exhale, palms come down. Step back to downward facing dog. And preparing to jump through to a sit. Bend the knees. Jump forward, extend the right leg out. And this time starting a Marichiyasana with the left knee bent. Okay. So left knee is in. Plant the left heel in line with the hip. Right hand comes out as a kickstand. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, starting with that deep fold, reach the hand towards the foot, turn the thumb down, and then begin to wrap the left arm around, grabbing hold of the thigh, square the shoulders, maybe reach back to see if you can find connection, grabbing either onto the wrist or taking Ganesh grip here, fingertips interlocked. Keep pressing down through the base of the left big toe. Good. One more inhalation here. And then exhale, slowly release down, okay? So taking elephant trunk pose on this side, begin by lifting the left foot up, dropping the left hand inside and out. So you're gonna place your leg high up on that left forearm. And then from there, feel the squeeze. You've got to squeeze the leg against the arm. If the leg is not hugging the arm, it's gonna just slide off and you're gonna go nowhere. If your foot can't hang out and not be part of the party, keep the foot engaged. Hands are just behind the knees. And from there, if you wanna just feel the palms pressing down, you can lift the hips up, but keep that right foot down. To begin to lift the hip up, Mula Bandha. Ooh, I wanna go into 8 pose already. And then set it back down, okay? Questions? Your most favorite arm balance ever? Arms pressing down. One more round, either with blocks or without. If you have the blocks and you wanna experience that little bit of extra height, again, hug the left knee in, grab hold of the foot, and hug the foot on that upper arm. If this is enough for you, this is a great place to stay and just practice feeling the hug of the leg against the upper arm. Otherwise, begin to shift the weight forward, plant the palms, maybe on your blocks this time. Low belly hugs in, lift up, lift up, lift up. Get a little bit of a hover, and then set it back down, okay? Set the blocks to the side. And then from there, make your way back into downward facing dog. From here, look forward between your hands, bend the knees, jump, and come all the way down onto your back, okay? We're gonna do one more preparatory thing before we do our first trial run into Astavakrasana. So laying on your back, I want you to take your arms open to a T and take the legs straight up towards the ceiling. The legs straight up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, begin to drop the legs over to the right, but try to keep the knees glued towards one another. You're not gonna come all the way over. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, think feet glued together. So you exhale, drop the feet over to the left. Inhale, back to center. And take a couple more both sides. I want you to feel the rotational part of your core. Good. Back to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to left. Inhale, center. Hug both knees in towards the chest. And we are going to do a reclined version of Astavakrasana here because it is a arm balance with a twist, okay? So your whole body is pointed forward while the legs are over to the side, just like they were to the side in those side to side leg drops, okay? So extend the legs up towards the ceiling and now cross the right ankle over the left. So your legs are pointed straight up, right ankle on top of the left. Now separate your legs enough that you can take your right arm through, okay? With your right arm through, I want you to have your elbows bent like they are in chaturanga, okay? And I want you to feel your thighs really squeezing that right upper arm here as your chest is turning over to the left. This is, you can't quite get the full rotation here on your back, but you can begin to feel how much the legs need to squeeze the upper arm to get to that point, okay? Sorry, I had a flash up on my screen. So exhale, release, hug the knees in towards the chest, and we're gonna try that rotating to the opposite side. So extend the legs straight up towards the ceiling, left ankle crosses over the right, open up the legs enough to reach your left arm through, and try to get your left upper arm through, okay? Once the left upper arm is through, begin to squeeze the thighs in towards that upper arm. Unmute myself. I lost my internet connection. I'm trying to come back. Video. Really well. I lost my internet connection. I'm so sorry. If you can still hear me, come back up for a moment. Can you hear me now? First time that I've lost all of that, but Ruthie's still here. Okay, sorry about that, but I'm glad we're back. So any questions about Astavakrasana before we switch from doing it reclined to coming onto our hands? You can unmute yourself if you need to for that. No. Okay. So peak pose. We are there. So like I said, we're going to start in elephant trunk pose. And if you just want to, if you have practiced this before and you want to come and do it with me, that's fine. But there is, the key to this is the switch from the pressing down in elephant trunk to the shift of the weight forward, similar to what you do in Marichiasana when the chest comes forward, but then you have to shift your legs out to the side. So right elbow or right leg comes onto right upper arm. Hands are placed wide enough, but not too close to the hips, okay? So as you come up here, you're gonna cross the ankles, and as you cross the ankles, think about shifting forward, chaturanga arms, and then begin to squeeze the legs against the upper arm. Gaze can go towards your toes, keep the left elbow in, or you can look forward, and then slowly come back down. Astavakrasana. I like to come into Baddha Konasana between sides. Maybe roll out the wrists, stretch through the wrists a lot. And then we'll take the second side. Extend the right leg out, hug the left knee in. Grab onto the outside of the left foot and hoist it up on the upper left arm. So as you plant your hands, they can't be too close to the hips. It doesn't give you any place to come forward when you do that. So if the hands are too far back, you're not going to be able to get the lift up. So from here, press down, lift the hips, cross the right ankle on top of the left, and then begin to find chaturanga arms as the chest shifts forward, the legs shoot out to the side. Keep the right elbow hugging in. Ooh, gaze down, sometimes we fall. Okay. Come back down. Good. So that's Astavakrasana. Are there questions or concerns about this guy? The good, as one of my teachers has liked to say, there is nothing inherently more or less valuable about arm balances over other postures. The thing that is nice about them is that they demand focus and attention. From here, please extend your left leg out, right leg in, just for a counter pose, Marichiasana, or Ardha Matsyendrasana, sorry. Left leg extended. Hug the left or the right knee in towards the chest. Flex the left foot. Gaze over the right shoulder. You can stay here, grounding down through the base of the right big toe, or maybe take left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Deep spinal twist, stay active through that extended left leg. Inhale, coming back to center. Changing sides, right leg extends. Inhale, right arm rises. Exhale, hug the left knee in towards the chest, rotating, gazing over the left shoulder. Staying here, press down through the base of the left big toe. Right elbow comes to the outside of the left knee. Low belly continues to draw in. Keep active through the extended right leg. And then inhale all the way back to center. If you would like to take one last vinyasa, cross the ankles, momentum, jump to chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog for the last time. And just to kind of close out our practice, look forward, step or jump through to a seat, come to lay on the back for Setu Bandhasana bridge pose. Fingertips close to the heels, heels close to the hips. Neck stays neutral here. Please don't turn the head side to side. On an inhale, lift the hips up. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath you. Nice counterbalance to that deep arching and broadening through the upper back to enjoy kind of a mild back bend release here. 2 more breaths. And exhale slowly, let the heart come down first, hips come down last, and then drop the knees side to side. Hug the knees in towards the chest, give them one last squeeze. And then from here, you can extend the legs out for Shavasana. You may choose to close your practice today in seated meditation. So whichever choice you make, take a moment to make yourself comfortable. Let those of you coming into Shavasana allow the legs to be as wide as the mat. Let the arms rest away from the body, palm face up. Take a deep breath in wherever you are. And as you exhale, release the breath softly out through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale, sigh the breath out. Noticing your points of contact on the floor be heavier. Inhale, softly. Exhale, softly back out.
Be here for 3 minutes. Let your breath remain quiet. If your attention or your focus begins to wander, I invite you just to softly draw your awareness and your focus for today softly back to your hands. Taking all of your awareness into your left thumb, drawing that breath and awareness, pouring it all into the left index finger. Breathe fully into your left middle finger. As you exhale and shifting into the left ring finger. And traveling all the way out to your left pinky finger. Let the finger feel heavy. Letting your awareness travel up the length of your left arm. Across the upper arm, the left shoulder. Cross your shoulders. Into the right shoulder. Traveling all the way down. Right upper arm. Right forearm. And landing into the right pinky finger. All of your awareness heavy into your right pinky finger. And traveling down, awareness into your right ring finger. Over into the right middle finger. Shifting over to the right index finger, all the way down to the tip of the finger. And then out all the way into the right thumb and the base of the right thumb. These last few moments, either in seated meditation or in Shavasana, I invite you to take your index and your thumb together and just notice the touch of the finger against the thumb. Honoring the work of your hands, the work of your breath and your body in your practice today. Your effort, your playfulness, and your willingness to explore new shapes and exploring where boundaries may or may not exist. Slowly begin to stretch out through all your fingers, taking the wrists in small circles.
On your next exhale, reach the arms up overhead, taking a full body stretch. As you exhale, roll onto your side, let your head be cradled with support on your arm. And keeping the eyes closed, help yourself up to a comfortable seat. Inhale, draw your hands together in prayer pose in front of your heart. Feel the connection of your fingertips, connection to the base of the fingers, drawing that connection into your heart center. I invite you to seal your practice this morning with one Om. Inhale for Om. And slowly bowing your head towards your fingertips, pausing to take gratitude for yourself and for your yoga practice and for those you practiced with this morning. Namaste. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to unmute you. If you have any questions, feel free to chat and hang out with me. Otherwise,